Discretion is advised.
Happy Monday, you're listening and/or watching Pwnecast. This is episode 185. We are in patch 7.3.2. For those of you who didn't know, we are in the new patch. Tonight we're going to be talking about all the news from World of Warcraft. We got BlizzCon stuff happenings, random news, not a whole lot of news, but we got some pretty good segments coming up. We're also going to be breaking down today's PvP stuff that happened from, I think it's Burbank, California, actually, was where the pre stuff was held. Whatever their arena, I'm pretty sure it's Burbank. I'm not 100% sure because I don't really know geography. But we have that and much, much more, so make sure you guys stay right here.
You have crossed into the world of the dead in search of answers.
Amongst the Azeroth elite, there is a group that defies convention. A group that stands in the face of trolls and doesn't flinch. A group that strives on unity, trust, and unwavering resolve. A group that eats tacos. For the players, by the players, we bring you. She can start a revolt with a Chaos Bolt, Bell, the Pwnecast Vanguard. Snap back and get faster for the pet battle Grandmaster, Gemma Banks. He's sharp as a dagger with that dapper swagger, Secret Sauce. With holy might as strong as his ancient knowledge, Remedies, the Argent Loremaster. We bow to no one. We are Legion. We are Pwnecast.
I'm actually really sad because I realized that I edited the intro to reflect the current cast members and completely forgot to put it on this episode, which it's fine. It's being redone anyway. I know. I feel like I'm just slipping, guys, with pre-con problems, but we're having it redone anyway. So it's going to be great. So I'm excited about that. Well, guys, it is the Monday before we all head out to the con. We are all arriving in California tomorrow to do whatever weird nerd stuff we're going to do before DitchCon on Wednesday. We have a packed schedule of events. Not really. We have like 2 days of stuff. And then we just kind of like meander around eating from the coconut truck and taking shots. So basically, I don't know what that is supposed to imply. Crack? Got it. Guys, this show is not going to be super long like normal for 2 reasons. One, because there isn't a whole lot of news. We'll try to beef it up as much as we can, but there just wasn't a whole lot of stuff. The reason there wasn't a whole lot of stuff, it's because it's the week of BlizzCon. Blizzard don't got time for all that. They got stuff going on, and I'm pretty tired myself. Now, I want to make sure that you guys are aware. We will not have a show Monday the 6th. There will be no show, so by Tuesday the 7th, you guys will be expecting an episode. Going to apologize, there isn't going to be one. We are going to record on Thursday, so Friday morning you guys will get the show. It'll be 1 week where there's just a couple days lacking in show, and then it'll be every Thursday. So it's going to be every Friday moving forward from this point, where you guys will get your show. We are going to start going back live sometime after BlizzCon. It won't be right away, but we are gearing up for that, which is also part of the reason for the day change. So hopefully nobody cries about it, because we're doing the best we can. I'm sure. And that's okay, because if you're crying about it, that means you care. And we love you enough to care that you care. I made it really awkward.
I noticed that you caring, so we care that you care.
Right. I also want to apologize. I look super busted. I'm busted because I'm tired. I don't have any cares in the world.
I'm glad you said it, because I
have acne because I have stress acne. Like, guys, I'm not on my world's greatest. I didn't give any effort today. Like, there's nothing on my face. It's just.
I think you have a nice.
Your lips look shiny.
Yeah, it's because lip gloss takes 2 seconds to put on. But guys, I didn't give much effort. What? It's cool, but. You
have a nice healthy glow, and your hair looks good.
My hair is weird colors. It's I washed it today, and there's some of the blonde, which is fine. It just is what it is. We're gonna own it and just move on, and we're gonna pretend like I meant to do that. So, yeah, it's gonna be okay. We're embracing it. Next time, I say every year that I'm not going to mess with my hair at BlizzCon, and I do it every year.
Yep,
I mess
just
with my
like
hair
right now.
You need to do what Brittany did. Just shave it off.
I know. If I had
not crazy.
If I had the balls to do it.
I'll buy you a shot if you shave your head.
No, you're going to buy me a shot without shaving my head.
Right? You and Dad.
So without forgetting, guys, I brought these guys with me, which they are Riders of Rohan. They are Pwnecast. They are besties. They are Weirdos in the Night. I did bring the monk who now holds the power of the Micronax in his hands. Will he use it for good or evil? Gemma Banks, tell the world.
I wasn't even thinking about using it for evil until you said that, because the amount of attack power that this pet has, I could do some evil things. But yes, I was able to get the Glory of the Tomb Raider achievement. Shout out to the homie Neil on Medivh, or Mediv, however you want to say it. But yeah, you got to get the Glory of the Tomb Raider achievement, and it was kind of cool to go through all the achievements before. Like, I mean, we're overpowered for the raid now, but before it's like, you know, we're level 120 or whatever the next levels will be. So it was a lot of fun, and I actually booked vacation days early. I've been on vacation for like a week, guys, but right, I love it. Yesterday I booked it on open raid, and yeah, I was able to achieve more with the homie Neil, so thank you.
Good deal, good deal. He does good things. He does stuff like every other day. I always see posts.
It's like every day.
Yeah, he does achievements and all kinds of stuff on what site is that?
Open raid.
Open raid, yeah.
Yeah, and like for me, it's great. Like, you know how like I've haven't been the most hardcore with WoW over the last, say, year and a half, but when I'm feeling like I don't know what to do, like it's great to be able to just sign up for something and know I just have to be on time for a run for an hour or two.
For sure. I did also bring the priest who's hyped up on Mountain Dew for BlizzCon. He's been literally bouncing off the walls. I'm sitting here dead tired, and he's like, "Are we there yet? Are we there yet?"
I was tempted to go out and sleep in my car just so I could be out
Rem,
there.
you're being extra.
You're being.
I like extra Rem.
What?
But no, I'm just
You
super
are?
excited because all I do is work, and it's just a week of drinking and having a good time with friends. It's going to be nice.
When you could win the most improved BlizzCon goer, not to say that you didn't have a great year last year, but after your rookie season, like you could, the sky's the limit with how much fun you can have.
Why have a limit?
Right?
Because
There
that's
you
how
go.
you
I
end
like
up naked in the middle of the Hilton lobby if you don't have a limit, right? Like, let's just be real.
That'd be
here.
the-
Yes, but
That would be legendary.
I will make it look proud.
Valid. To that end, guys, make sure you watch the Pwnecast channel on Twitch. We are going to be live streaming DitchCon. Hopefully the tech issues will have been worked out and we do a better job. I'm a little nervous about DitchCon because we've quadrupled almost our RSVPs.
That's
this
crazy.
year. Now, obviously, a lot of them are not going to show up. Everybody RSVPs for everything, and excuse me, let me try English. Then they don't show up. However, because it's at the Hilton, a lot of people are probably going to show up. So I'm terrified because it's very scary. Last year was scary, but then I thought, a lot of people don't come in on Wednesday. We're probably not going to see a lot of people. And we saw a good amount of people. This year, I'm actually quite terrified. And then I posted that we had the motherboards, which is the wrong thing to do because now everybody's going to show up to get the motherboards.
Right.
It's
But,
scary.
there was last year there was some group of guys from Sweden or someplace.
I know, they were my
that actually
friends.
had it printed out, and they're all like, "Yeah, I'm here for the party." I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah, they were my friends. I was outside and I was trying to hide from Rem because I was smoking a cigarette, and Daddy Rem was not happy with me. So I was trying to hide from him, and I was hiding behind a bunch of tall blonde Swedes with they were like emo Swedes, kind of. Two of them were emo Swedes.
Nihilists.
Yeah, so I was like hiding behind them in the crowd of people smoking because that's
The amount of good dancers there was last year, like really good dancers.
Mallory and her horsehead dude just really took the cake. Like, you cannot beat Mallory running around dancing in a horsehead. It's just like the best element there. But I'm really, really, really excited. Now, the good news is with this, and I was talking to my contact over at the Hilton, is the idea is to double and triple bar sales to really, really make this hotel money along with our party. So that way I can lobby to get a bigger ballroom if we have a good turnout this year.
Dang.
So it is a lot of good things in the works, and Rem knows we've been kicking around some additional ideas, which nothing right now, but to be announced in the future, possibly with either, not necessarily, I don't really know how we would do it. We're not even going to talk about that now, but just additional opportunities for partnerships, not necessarily partnerships, but
Working in tandem.
Working in tandem with a couple things. So I'm really, really, really excited. With that being said, make sure that you follow us on our social medias, which is our Instagram, our Twitter, our Snapchat, because that's where things are going to be posted. Also follow Pwnecast on Facebook if you need to get up-to-date stuff as far as what's going on at the con. But I'm going to be posting pretty heavy on my Snapchat, my Instagram, as well as my Twitters. I try to get away from like posting all the time on my Twitter because I feel like it annoys people, but make sure you just follow us at the end of the show. I'll make sure I give you the rundown on how you can follow us, because that's where most of the stuff I do diaries all the time. I do video diaries. I don't know what they're called, vlogs. I'm really old.
Story.
Yeah, but I do constant updates via video, and then so it's gonna be pretty good. So
Very
lots
good.
of information, lots of things
Post
happening.
it all on the line.
On the line, right. So moving on from that PvP brawl this week, I'm really sad I'm missing this one, the Temple of Hot Mogu, which was not my favorite because boy are some
can't
people
wait
not
to
that
not.
bright. I'm super happy that I don't have to deal with that. I think Gemma, you like that one, right?
Yeah, I like the
all of them.
yeah, I really do.
I think you like the Dunkaroo one, the basketball, right?
Yeah.
Deep gorge dunk or deep gorge
Off topic,
Or
Dunkaroos
dunk
were delicious.
deep
Raise your
gorge.
hand if
Love
you remember
Dunkaroos.
what a Dunkaroo is.
dunk. Also so delicious. Were so
Dunkaroos
delicious.
were the best. I want you guys to comment on the show and tell me, because that'll show how old you are if you loved Dunkaroos when you were younger, because Dunkaroos were freaking delicious. Okay, World Quest bonus event, that's going to be up this week as well. So it's an easy, 5,000
Yeah.
resources.
Yeah.
It's great to do on alts, especially if you're trying to advance your order haul on a freshly leveled alt. Go get that 5,000 order resources because you're doing the quest anyway. Please don't be like me and get into doing all your emissaries and forget to pick up the quest. Yeah, it's embarrassing, guys.
Very.
It's happened multiple occasions.
Is it embarrassing after that time though? I mean,
Well,
I mean,
it's pretty much embarrassing every day. It embarrasses me and it embarrasses you by proxy because you know me. So definitely. For those of you that have the virtual ticket, and for those of you who are going to BlizzCon, the mobile app is updated on the Play Store for Android and the iPhone, whatever source of stores, it's updated. Make sure you download that. The reason being is you get the on-demand videos if you have the virtual ticket, you could use it on your phone. Let's say you're multitasking, maybe you're at work and you want to watch it on, whatever. Make sure you download the BlizzCon mobile app because you'll be able to do that.
Also, in slew with the app, I don't know if you're gonna say it.
I'm
but the
probably going to
Blink-
talk about that you can mark your schedule and set reminders on your phone for things that are going to be shown at the panel. So if you're going to the con, or even if you want to catch something live, you can mark your favorites and you can set notifications from the app to remind you that something is starting. What were you going to say?
Blink shopping opens up tomorrow.
I can't wait to not be involved in any of that. So that's why I didn't mention it.
The
Because
what shopping?
The Blink
It's-
shopping.
It's updated and it's gonna be a lot more smoother than last year.
They say that every time they
No,
update
they-
something.
Don't.
This
But
was a message to
anyways-
the public.
Yeah, it opens up tomorrow, so you can buy stuff right there, and then you can go online.
But that's for people physically going to BlizzCon,
Yeah, for it.
which is probably not
Actually,
people that are
on
listening to
site.
this episode.
You don't know that.
I mean, I'm pretty sure. Most of the people that are listening are probably not going to BlizzCon.
Most correct.
I haven't had one person comment on our YouTube that they were going to BlizzCon.
I need you guys to blow this up.
At
Even
least
if
to
you're
my
not
knowledge.
Say
I
you
don't.
are.
But yes, Rem, good word on the Blink
182.
shopping thing for stuff.
Yeah.
I think Secret was the one that was like obsessed with I think he did the Blink. I don't know. He spent all his whole paycheck on Blizz merch, which was kind of funny.
Crazy. Does Rem have something that's like on his wish list, or do you not know?
The WoW banana hammock. is-
Yes, I'm still pitching that. But no, I'm actually going to buy the Warcraft knit beanie.
I bought it. It's waiting for me at BlizzCon. Matter of fact, which picking it up
Oh,
hopefully
then
tomorrow
take yours.
or maybe Wednesday. I did buy that. I am waiting for that because I
I'll
too.
take yours. It's all good.
Guys, I'm not mature tonight, so don't expect maturity. Okay?
Tonight?
I mean, ever,
Yeah,
really.
every night.
With that being said, I want to talk about the host that was announced. Now,
The what?
the hosts.
host.
Oh, okay.
Not the
sorry.
hose, boo boo. So the Friday night host, which is community night, it's being hosted by Chris Hardwick. Most people know him, Nerdist. Like, he's done a lot of things in the nerd community. I know him from a show that used to be on MTV that was about dating, and you sat in a chair and
Teen Mom?
No, it was a
Chris
show.
Hansen?
No. That's where I know him from. Most people don't remember, but it was an MTV show, and it had Jenny McCarthy as the co-host. And it was a dating thing where the guy would sit in the chair and he couldn't see any of the contestants, and they would pick things off a board. Anyway, that's where I remember him from. Most people don't remember that that's the same Chris Hardwick, but I'm really old, guys. That just showed my age in a super big way. Now, the talent contest judges are going to be Darren DePaul, which he's Reinhardt. He's the Reinhardt voiceover actor. Johnny Cruz, which he's Lucio, ? I'm pretty sure he's Lucio.
So I'm seeing the trend here.
And then Panzer is also going to be
That ruins the trend.
going to be doing something there for community night. I'm not really sure. I don't know which talent contest. She's hosting the talent contest with the other voiceover actors, which is super awesome. Congrats to those guys that get to do that, and I'm really happy to see Chris Hardwick. A lot of people complained about Chris Hardwick, but fuck, people have been bitching every single year no matter who hosts it.
Correct.
Somebody always complains. Just is what it is. Chris Hardwick is the better of all of them, in my opinion, because he's Nerdist. Like, he is a nerd.
Yeah.
You know.
I like the guy who did it last year, but I don't think he did a good job.
He didn't do a good job, but I like him
like
as well.
him,
I like him
correct.
as an actor. I do.
Yeah.
I do like him as an actor.
Fun fact, Jimma correctly guessed all 4 in order of the talent contest. He's looking to follow that up with another perfect 4 for 4 this year.
Interesting. Whoa. So I think that's pretty cool, you know?
Yeah.
Good lineup there. You know, if you like that sort of thing, in line with that, guys, if you are sick of not getting your questions answered by these QAs, if you are tired of being repressed and not having a voice, if you just want the devs to hear your pleas in the form of a question so that they can answer it at the QA panel at BlizzCon, you're going to get the opportunity to do so.
How do I do that?
Everyone?
Well, they're going to pick the answers according to the answers that they want to answer, right? The questions that they want to answer. So the really, really super good questions, they're not going to pick FYI. So if you have a really, really, really good one that the whole community wants to know, they're not going to pick that because that's just not the way that it works.
Yeah, the last year they asked.
So this portion happens on Saturday, and let me see. So there's going to be a forum that's going to be a forum thread that's open on the Blizzard forums the World of Warcraft forums, excuse me, and it's going to open Friday, November 3rd at 1:30 p.m. PDT, and they're going to be collecting questions until 6. So not a big window there. Till 6 on Saturday. Wait, what?
So then do they
6
pull
a.m. on
the
Saturday.
questions like randomly generated, like, oh, let's pick this question, or they go with the one that has all the upvotes or something?
I think they just pick questions that they want to answer. Obviously, there's a lot of things that they don't want to answer publicly, maybe. So if I were, like, I'm sure they have someone who vets the questions. So you have until November 3rd, 1:30 p.m. is when it starts. And then it goes until that Saturday morning at 6 a.m. PDT. Follow the forums to make sure that you see this. Ask your question. Get it answered.
That's actually really cool. Yeah.
At least they're involving the people at home, which is pretty great.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
sure.
those of you who aren't going to BlizzCon and are interested, we're going to see an expansion announcement. I know people don't believe that we are. I know people don't believe that we're going to see as an expansion as soon as what I've been telling everybody that we're going to see it. I know there's naysayers, guys. We are seeing an expansion announcement.
Yay.
I would jab myself in the face with a fork if we don't see an expansion announcement.
Asmongold style.
I shower, though. Just throwing that out there.
I saw. Yeah, right.
Yeah, just throwing that out there. And that's not a dig at my dude. Like, he knows he don't shower. I don't got to tell him. Like, it's ripe. So with that, Am I wrong?
I just saw this random
watched
video on
him
YouTube
stream.
from his friends, and there was like them hanging out, and yeah, he talked about how he just doesn't shower, and he was for real because he looked pretty greasy.
Yeah.
But he is the boy.
He's intelligent, and typically higher intelligent people just are not very cleanly, which is okay. I'm the exception, though. I'm super intelligent, but I'm very clean. No? Okay. Okay, good.
Yes, you are.
I hate you. I really do hate you sometimes.
You're frozen on that right there.
I'm frozen?
No, like you're stuck on the hatred towards us.
Well, I try to not be stuck on the hate. I try to,
Congratulate?
No, I don't like doing that either. I'm a bitter cunt. I don't really like giving kudos to anyone, to be perfectly honest with you.
Can you say that on YouTube?
I don't know if we can say that.
You can, I think.
I feel like nobody's going to be offended by my use, especially my Australians. Can I get a woo woo? I'm just saying they use that word a lot. And I watch a lot of like English shows, and they use that as part of their everyday vocabulary.
Clean it up, Australia.
In England too, like that's the business.
Yeah, I heard that too today, actually.
There was some undocumented changes. In case you weren't aware, 7.3.2 just kind of very shyly in the background dropped. It wasn't a big deal. It was being made a big, huge deal all over the social medias, and I don't understand what the big deal is. Nothing of value is really added right now. We're still waiting for Antorus, which, just so that you guys are aware, Antorus is not attached to the patch per se. Although the background stuff for the raid was downloaded, it's not... The raid is not live. We'll hear when that's going to be live. I think initial speculation was the 7th, but I think upon rethinking the raiders being at BlizzCon, it's likely that we'll see it the 14th. We don't know because nothing's been said, but the 14th would be great because I'm not ready to raid on the 7th, so I would be super happy. If it was, I don't know what you guys are doing, but whatever it is, stop.
I'm not doing anything.
Looks like you guys are being some type of weird, secretive, squirrely stuff. Last time you guys did that, you switched camera positions, so let's not make that a thing. They're very mean to me when you guys aren't around. When you guys aren't listening or watching, they gang up on me, and there's 2 of them and 1 of me. And then people are like, wow.
Nobody believes you.
You're so mean to those boys. You're
Nobody
like a bossy gamer girl. And I'm like...
Really are. We're repressed.
Really?
Guys.
Because these guys mess with me 24 hours a day. Rem trolls me all the time. Jimma sends me butt cracks. Like, that's what I do. He called me, what did you call me, a grizzly bear or a yeti?
A lady. I know, and I knew I was going to say grizzly bear, but I wanted to try to like soften and go a lady grizzly bear. But
I Snapchatted him my morning face, and I had this stuff all over my face trying to get rid of my pimples, and my hair was sticking straight up.
It was pretty good though.
And
but we know each other like that.
He snapped back and was like, "You look like a lady grizzly bear. Go take a shower."
You do need to take a shower, looking like a lady grizzly bear.
I don't have no shame, guys. I am at that age where I've had children and there's been multiple people in the delivery room. I have zero shame. There's none anymore. Okay, undocumented changes that happened for patch 7.3.2. Argus campaign quests had their location restrictions lifted for quests that required the Vindicar to be located in a specific zone in order to complete. What that means is there's a Vindicar in each, zone. Sometimes you would try to go to the Vindicar in the zone that you were in, but it would only allow you to go to the other one to be able to complete whatever that set quest is for the Argus campaign. So they've actually fixed that where you can do it from any Vindicar, which makes it's just an extra step that they're taking out, which wasn't killing anybody, but it's a quality of life type of thing.
The hell out of everyone.
It really did, and it's definitely a quality of life. Another quality of life one, which is actually one of my favorites once I figured out how to do it, and Rem will remember because we struggled, the Immortal Squadron. I stood around trying to figure out what the hell to even do with this quest for like 30 minutes. So I said something out loud, and Rem was like, "Oh yeah, you have to look up." Then I look up, and
the only reason I know that is because I was in a group, and I'm like, where the fuck are these things? And someone chat's like, "Look up, you idiot." Like, oh.
How would I don't know. I didn't read the world quest. And the world quest is super not descriptive.
So. Yeah,
they don't tell you what to do like a regular quest does, where it gives you little hints and clues. Like, that is something, and I'm actually going to talk about that in a second, that I do think would be good for improvement for next expansion. But It's from, it used to be 6 that you had to target, which you're targeting the little mini Centinaxes, Centinaxes. Now only requires 3. But I think for World Quest improvement, if anybody at Blizzard is listening or watching, or somebody wants to mention this to somebody at Blizzard, I think that there should be descriptions for World Quest. There's a lot of times when initially there'll be a World Quest where I don't understand what's going on. Like, I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. And I have to actually look on Wowhead for the comments for other people that have figured it out before me. Mm-hmm. I feel like I shouldn't have to do that in a game. I feel like everything that I need to be able, all the tools for my success should be right there. And I don't mean a super descriptive one, but just like little 1 or 2 liner of, whatever. Something that is helpful for description.
Some description, yeah.
Yeah, just a small one. I think it'd be good for quest improvement. Because not all the stuff is obvious. Some of the things are very obvious and don't really need it, but there's some things that aren't very obvious. There were some changes made to Druid, Hunter, Mage, Monk, and Priest tier sets. I don't think it's anything like super...
it's like 1 point here, 2 points there.
And then the Living Infernal Core no longer drops from LFR, because I think it might have been dropping on accident, ?
Isn't that... Oh, that's the amount. Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, I was personal loot and looking for raid, but they took that out. You can't loot it in LFR. That's kind of shitty if people actually looted it in LFR. I think it shouldn't be.
Yeah, that's a mythic mount.
Yeah, so that's definitely not good. The legendary tokens also can now be earned when you have all the legendaries for your class.
Yeah, speaking of, I don't know if you've noticed it in the groups, but people have been getting those, and they're getting it for the wrong class when they're on a class.
It's not meant to be given for the class that you're on. It's meant to be used for your alts.
I know, but it's just funny where it's like...
But you'll never get it for your class. You'll get it for other classes because you have all the ones on your main. So, like, I'm Bell, right? If I get one on Bell, it shouldn't be for a Warlock because I have them all. That's why I'm getting the token. It wouldn't make sense.
You obviously didn't understand what I was saying, but okay.
Well, then you need to re-explain it to where I understand it. Were you saying that people
were confused?
Got it. Yeah. So people were thinking. What's funny to me is that not obvious?
I mean, to me it was.
To me, it was as well, but like maybe, like Jimma, would that be obvious to you? Why would you get a token for the class that you have all the legendaries on? I think that's funny. So basically, Rem tried to make a funny and didn't do a delivery. He didn't deliver well enough for that to be a positive impact.
I don't think he was trying to be funny. I think he was just explaining. People were freaking out.
But he didn't explain it at all. Listen, he calls me out when I don't do my shit properly. So what's the difference in me calling him out?
I've never heard him call you out ever.
Is that real?
I'm the realest.
Hold on. For those of you listening and not watching, Rem's laughing hysterically because clearly that is a troll.
Rem, don't troll me.
This is the stuff I have to put up with.
I don't even know if I'm trolling or if Jim's trolling right now. I'm a little confused.
That's because you're so good. I hate you all. So I hate everybody.
We're all super friends.
Are we super friends? Because I feel like
friends. Yeah, we're going to our 3rd BlizzCon together.
Also, a lot of mounts that had timers, their spawn times were reduced. Example, Poseidus. He's on roughly a 4-hour-ish timer. We logged in, went and farmed a couple. Each of us were on a farm spot, and boom, he spawned right in front of me relatively quickly. So go back and do those ones that are on a spawn timer. I don't think it affects time loss or the Drake in Deep Home.
Well, yeah, you're not going to lose time because it's quicker spawns now.
I see what you did there, but I don't think it affects those 2 mounts. But go and get mounts that are on a timer. The timing has been reduced. Take advantage. Right now, those Poseidus mounts you could probably sell in your auction house, but they're going to be flooded.
I feel like, though, like you said, that's a good idea, though, because if you're going to get another one, sell the first one. And then
no, you keep the first one and sell the second one. Well, that's what I
Or
would do.
you could
But
be like Aja and just sell all of them.
right,
Well, yeah, she's doing it for a
did,
token,
and
right?
she made pretty good money. She made 650, 700K on the server.
Dang, you go, girl.
That won't last forever, so take advantage of
No.
it while
You know,
there's
that's what
advantage to
she's
be
doing.
taken.
She's taking full advantage.
Take advantage of it. I'm trying to see.
Are you gonna hoot and holler?
It says the void talent of the Dark Stars. I don't know if it's actually affected by the spawn timer. Interesting. So I don't know if the void talent, but it seems that there was just targeted ones that were picked up in the data mining. So it might not necessarily be all the ones. Let me look and see. I think the void talent might have increased as well. Maybe question mark, because that's also mentioned here. So looks like that's probably your 2 for now. Go get it. Go do it. They're probably going to continue doing that. Little by little, just making some of the older mounts a little bit more obtainable.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes a lot of sense. We're getting, we're rounding out the end of this expansion, looking forward to the future of what's new. It's time that they give the older stuff up, for the goodies and whatnot. I made it super weird. I apologize for that. But
It's only because goodies means something different to you.
goodies do not mean anything different.
Oh.
Weirdo.
Back to business.
The mind is a battlefield, my friend. Jimma, what do you got this week for your segment?
Goodness, I have. So, like early on in my pet battle career, before I met these guys, I used to do videos, and my bread and butter video was how to power level pets the fastest. And I was able to kind of make a better guide, or at least give people the idea of just like how to power levels the fastest. You if it's not the pet battle bonus event, you do it against 3 trainers, master tamers, ones with level 25 pets from Mist and Pandaria onward, and you'd have a pet from 1 to 24, and then you just use a stone for the last one for the last level. Now there is a strategy during the pet battle bonus event, and it doesn't happen every pet battle bonus event because of it being so. Your garrison every day is a different pet battle there. Squirt has a pet battle team, and you get to power level pets against that trainer, and that actually is the fastest way just on that one specific day to power level your pets. So it actually allows you to do it from 1 to 25 in just 2 pet battles. Now I just mentioned and said 3. During the pet battle bonus event, any trainer is 2, right? It goes from like 1 to 20 or 1 to 19-ish. But in this, against Squirt, the pet trainer or the garrison pet battle daily, you go from 1 to 17. And then the second pet battle, it brings you from 17 to max level. Now, what makes this very convenient is you're not leaving your garrison. It's repeatable. And I'm a little ashamed that I never brought it up. One of the reasons is I just never did it. I knew about it. I didn't really take it that seriously. And it's just the business, right? As Bell would always say, I feel like that's a Bell saying, it's the business. But like, again, to be able to just power level your pet so fast and not have to leave your garrison. Now you do need a specific couple of pets, of course, right? So for the first pet, you'll want to select, I always mess up this name. Maybe Rem can correct me. Fjord, Fjord.
So what?
Fjord.
It's Fjord, isn't it?
Fjord, yeah.
Fjord.
Yeah, Fjord Warg Pup, right? You can get a power version of that, meaning it hits really hard, or the Arctic Fox Kit. Basically, you need a one of those to have a minimum of 277 power, of course, to do enough damage for the strategy. So if you're listening, and maybe even it won't happen next pet battle bonus event, but it'd be nice if when it does happen, that you're prepared, right? So those 2 pets are the first pet. You pick one of the 2. The Warg Pup or the Arctic Fox Kit. And then the second pet you can use, I'm going to use the Blighthawk. The Blighthawk, to me, is one of the better pets that I've promoted in my pet battle career. But of course, you don't have to use the Blighthawk. You could use a Blighthawk, a Ghostly Skull, a Ghastly Kid, or the Grotesque, which is, I'm pretty sure, one of the rating with leashes 4 or 3 pets. It's not from the achievement, it's just one of the pets. So, and then of course, any carry pet. So again, by doing this, you can just power level your pets without leaving your garrison. And it's not that like me flying from every master tamer was that difficult, because I have like a mapped out strategy and I'm leveling characters while I'm doing this. But for that one day, this is the absolute best way to power level your pets against Squirt. So I hope that helps. I will do that next Pet Battle bonus event and keep you guys updated. Now, when you're leveling pets, not all levels are created equal. Like, to get a pet from 1 to 25, it's a total of, I think it's saying 23,885 experience. But the earlier levels are easier, right? It's only 50 experience to go from 1 to 2. It's only 110 experience to go from level 2 to 3. Now, I'm only bringing that up because I've never spoke about that. It really doesn't matter. It really doesn't have an effect on people or players nowadays. But it was, I referenced the original journey of pet battles before there were stones to give you an instant level 25. So that made it a little different, or a longer grind to go on your journey. Of course, while you're leveling in the lower levels, as you get to mid-tier, the things you're fighting or the master tamers you're defeating are giving a little bit more XP. So it's not really that impactful. But again, I just thought something interesting, and it's something I've never spoken about as far as the experience needed. So 50 experience from level 1 to 2 and 1,980 from 24 to 25. And I usually will just, if I'm power leveling pets and a pet is anywhere from say level 22 to 24, I'll usually just use an extra stone, and that'll just grant the level instead of defeating a master tamer, which I'll find more useful to throw a level 1 pet and have it jump straight up to 14 or 20 if it's the pet battle bonus event. So just a little bit of information I failed to tell you guys, as far as like, really useful information as far as, power leveling your pets. And that's really all I got for this week. I will let you know how hard and what creative things I can do with this Micronax pet that I mentioned in the intro, because I'm really excited to use it, because it just hits hard. So thank you for listening.
I wanted to see if you would feel like it was super awkward because of the lack of like response after your segment. Yeah, it's kind of like when you're in an auditorium and you don't know if they're going to clap for
claps.
You. Yeah, I was trying to make you feel a little bit of that. Did that make you feel that way?
No,
or no?
Early episodes, absolutely. I felt like
now you're comfortable in your own
100%.
Good for you.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Well, you truly are.
Well, special, right? There's a lot of people that listen to us and they're like, I could do that, man. And it's not, once you get in Skype or Zoom, it's different. I don't know where I was going with that.
Different, yeah. It's different.
We different. Yeah, we different.
We're something. That's for dang sure, boys. So with that was a pretty. It's nice to see you address things that you've already talked about, because I feel like some people kind of miss out on past stuff that you've had, either new listeners or stuff like that. Like, I feel like it's nice that you...
A recap.
Yeah, recaps are always good, because to a lot of people, it's new information. To me...
Yeah, I prefer to address it with a ranch, but yeah.
And I forget a lot of things, so it's always new information.
Right. That's why I love being on the show every week. I'm like, what's going on in the game?
Yeah, we learn way more. Did anybody hear that? My oldest son laughs like Krusty the Clown, and he's down there laughing at something, and it's Reb knows what I'm talking about. Like, he laughs like not Krusty. Well, yeah, he does. He laughs like Krusty the Clown.
How does he laugh? How's Krusty sound, Sam?
It's not happening. It's not happening.
More like that to Bob, but yeah.
Rem, what do we got this week, brother?
We have stuff. We have the things. So I actually got a question about the Light in the Void, and someone was starting to read the Chronicles, and they were a little confused And so I just wanted to, especially when what we're going with for the next expansion, and we're dealing with the void and the light in a more prominent way instead of being like in the backfold of the lore. So I just want to not reiterate, but re-explain slash expand on the fact that light and the void cannot be like destroyed. One cannot live without the other. The other can not exist without the other, and they both cannot exist in a peaceful manner in the same area. And so as we're coming into the void becoming a bigger issue and we're learning more about it, we are going to come into the fact where the light and the void, like we had with, for instance, with Zera, how she was trying to forcibly place this power onto Illidan to advance the light's goals. It wasn't a, oh, here, let's heal your scars because we want to help you. It was more of advancing their not propaganda, but their plan was to utilize Illidan to kill off some of the Void Lords, some of the stuff we're going to become up against with the old gods, stuff like that. And either way, she got what she wanted because Illidan proved that he can do whatever means it takes to further the goals of Azeroth and the light and all that good stuff. But so Zera is just as fanatical about the balance as the void is. So the void wants to consume everything. It is impossible to destroy the void because as you kill off the void and the light expands throughout the cosmos and the power spreads out, there's always pockets that are left behind where the void can fester and grow and become whole again. And so we come into this point where you have the 1,000-year war with Illyria and Turalyon learning about all this, and they've been fighting for thousands of years now. And they're coming in, and you're learning about the constant conflict, and you learn about Illyria and Turalyon, how Illyria is one with the void now, and there's constant conflict. They can no longer. Yeah.
So we know that she's like one with the void in that sense.
Yeah.
Like
No, she's
there's we
free.
know she's like overcome by voidiness.
It's not overcome, but she is part of the void now. Like she's succumbed to the whispers pretty much.
Okay.
Like with Shadow Priest, we teeter on the very edge of utilizing the void, but not being completely consumed by the whispers. Like for instance, that's the last tier for the Shadow Priest. I can't remember what it's called, but it's Surrender to Madness. And so you surrender to yourself to the void, and you either keep on consuming power and keep on pew-pewing, or you die.
You sacrificed many times for the raid. Thank you for your sacrifice. Yeah. So is that's similar to the warlocks in the Fel then? Like we teeter with the Fel, but we don't necessarily let it like overtake us.
Exactly, yeah. So also on that part, the Fel is a mixture of light and void. Because Twisting Nether is where the biggest clash between the light and the void happened. Mm-hmm. What created the Great Dark Beyond, created life, etc. The Fel and the Twisting Nether is, in a sense, a mixture of both.
Interesting. I didn't know that. I learned something new every day in Rem's school. Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
But no, so because he was questioning like, if our main objective is to destroy the void, how do we go about doing that when really there is no possible way for us to do this? I'm not saying this as a everything's shitty. Like there is no point in what we're doing in Warcraft because eventually they're gonna win. But we have the means and we have the power now to kind of put a foothold in the Great Dark Beyond and maybe expand out or help Azeroth grow on its own as the old gods and all that comes into play. But no, think of it as light and void cannot be created or destroyed. It is always there. Like it's like the force. It's always there. But yeah, so also I wanted to talk about a little bit more on the potential sub races that has been data mined, all that good stuff. So potential alliances I didn't speak on before. So with the Nightborn, based on someone actually went against TOS and look at the deep down in the codes and build like a sandbox engine with it, and it actually falls in line with what was going on some of the dialogue that we've been hearing. So for instance, I forget his name, I'm going to butcher it, Sigrun, I believe, was one of the Nightborn that's on Vindikar. He's talking to Liadrin, the Blood Knight, the Blood Elf Paladin, and she's talking she's like, she's trying to show empathy towards him, to say like, oh yeah, we understand your plight because we were consumed by magic and arcana and utilizing that, and if we didn't, then we would become withered and die away. And so Nightborn may actually become a tie-in with the Horde, because they have such a close affinity to the Blood Elves, and they'd understand each other's deal on a very intimate level, because it's the arcane is their life essence. And then the High Mountain would obviously be with the Tauren, but so the problem with that is that both the Tauren and the High Mountain Tauren have wrecked. But they both have the same mentality and the same values as the Alliance does. We looking out for the smaller guy and stuff like that. But yeah, so High Mountain Tauren will be with the Tauren. High Mountain Tauren with the Tauren. But yeah. So the Void Elves, they have the I'm filling words. I'm sorry. The Void Elves have the same model as the Blood Elves, because they are going to be based off of Valeria. But they could potentially be an alliance character, because they could bring the Silver Covenant and the High Elves into play with the alliance, maybe balance it out. I don't know. But then we have the what was the other one? Wow. Sorry. What was that last four? Anyways, yeah. I'm spitballing here. I completely blanked on the fourth one.
Bell, what's the fourth one? Just look it up.
Oh, I am.
Take your time.
Wow. The Blight Forge Draenei.
Boom.
Wow. Sorry. Complete brain fart.
Sorry, I could have totally filled in and said it, and I apologize.
But no, my brain's focused on.
But that's just the 4 that they have.
No, that's just the 4 that's been data mined.
Right.
Because the data mining is, so you have all the folders and all that, and someone actually noticed that there's a special section for
the ones that it can equip, right?
Player creation and all that. Yeah, player creation, like choices.
Mm-hmm.
So
in the subfolders for the player creation screens.
Yeah, so they have the models, all of the models in that folder for all the models in the game that can wear player armor and stuff like that. But they actually have stuff slotted into the actual player creation option. So that's why it's assumed that those are going to be options eventually, because they also have models in the player creation when someone and plug that all into a sandbox engine. But no, so the alliances, obviously, with the Lightforged Draenei is going to be with the Draenei. And some of the theories on that is Adal could be coming back into play. Adal was big Naru in Shattrath City, because you have Scryers and the Adal. But they're going to welcome Velen, hopefully, as their leader, and then we can possibly see Lightforged Draenei and their awesome facial features and their beards. Because
when they welcome him, will they say hello from the other side?
Totally. But yeah,
that was really good. You're getting to be like us, kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, with
Sorry, that was cringe.
Sorry, Ref.
It was a
My
little
bad.
cringe, but I like the effort that you're giving, and I appreciate that effort. Don't stop doing that.
Tell us more.
That was it.
Great. I felt bad, like I ruined it. Like, no, segment's over. He messed everything up. That's pretty interesting stuff.
You guys did distract me.
Yeah, mostly the boss lady, right? Can you
It is
mute
cheaper.
while you're typing?
It is cheaper.
Oh
out there.
crap, I totally thought I was muted. Guys, I'm multitasking like crazy. I apologize. You all heard my typing. Thank you for warning me.
It's okay. Well, I think you mentioned something about at the start of the show, like how much planning and things are on your mind other than the show.
Yeah,
obviously.
Yeah.
Valid, right? But I
I'm
thought that
more
was an
worried about the fog machine. Like stuff
Those
like-
things stink.
We could just get buckets of dry ice.
You've been practicing your backpack boy dance?
No.
Or backpack kid
Not a thing.
dance? You're right, because it's a backpack kid, but I've been practicing. I can't
Wearing
wait to get my
backpacks.
backpack.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, those backpacks look nice. I cannot wait to get my backpack.
I actually, I was talking this about with Softy earlier because there's actually a lot of people making badges for the backpacks. Like Method has badges made, and I actually really want a Method badge just because got to rep them.
If only we knew somebody who could.
But my issue is everyone's going to be all about the badges this year, but no one's even going to worry about it next year. I don't think.
Right, and you know what? Because I'm Jimmo. Like, how easy can we just rip a Method one off someone's backpack? Like, let's just steal them.
That's also a concern. Yeah,
I'll re-gift it.
We didn't.
Re-gift
I
it.
should have got
I'll get you
Chromecast
one.
ones, but I didn't, and that was my fault.
Sounds expensive. We got Pwnecast everything
I know.
else.
So,
T-shirts,
guys,
sweaters.
did anybody watch the PvP that was happening today? No?
No.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you guys about it because you didn't watch it today. For those of you who don't know, every year, this year was a little bit different because there was more teams than normal. Every year they do, like, a get everybody ready for whatever. So this year what they did is today they were going from 11 a.m. until it was almost 8:30. I was watching it, the end of it, so that I could make sure that I was able to recap it appropriately. Really good games today. We're going to talk about that. But finals have started. The next set of stuff is going to be on Friday. So here's what happened today. We had the 12 teams, and what they needed to do was narrow that down. So there was a group A and a group B. And here's who was there for group A. Sorry, boys, you guys don't get to see it because you don't get to see it. But here's what happened with Group A. That way you guys could see the breakdown. Pen and Paper was actually eliminated by Unitas, which Unitas is Latin America. They are a super good team. Killer composition picks. Really, 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 really skilled players. But so is Pen and Paper. The first thing I seen with Pen and Paper is they kind of dominated, and it looked like they might actually take Splice on. And it was match point 2-2, Pen and Paper and Splice. And Splice ended up knocking them out for the win. But I tell you what, man, Pen and Paper, which they're Asia, they really gave them a run for their money. Now, Pen and Paper did get eliminated from Group A, but we have Panda Global, we have Grimble, Unitas, which is Latin America. We have Method Triforce, of course, my boys that played really, really well today. I mean, it's not just because they're Method that I'm saying that. These guys are being weird. And then next up here, which you guys will see on your screen, is Group B. Now, from Group B, none of these were really outside of Method Synergy and Sneaky Snakes. I do like Sneaky Snakes as far as teams are concerned. None of these other guys are really kind of anybody that's like my favorite for the Group B bracket. Now, Imagine PvP, they also got eliminated. So with 12 teams starting, that leaves us with 10 teams to go to finals on Friday. Imagine PvP was also the other China/Asia team. So the Asia dream is dead for WoW Esports. At BlizzCon, the Asian dream is dead for China. Which is fine. They played really good. In the game with ABC and Imagine PvP, it was actually, even though, they lost.
Was it easier than 1, 2, 3?
Wow, you're embarrassing. Method Synergy, as usual, played stellar. Like, their gameplay is just so stellar. 3-1 Imagine PvP, which it's not because, Imagine PvP is a terrible team. They're a really, really great team. Sneaky Snakes, I love watching these guys play. More so, I love watching their reaction than when they win. It's amazing. Also, something that I wanted to note in regards to this, for those of you who are unaware, Sea-Doo is part of the cast now for the WoW esports. I don't know if it's indefinitely. I don't know if it's just for BlizzCon. He's not doing the casting. He's actually doing the analyzing. So he analyzes the games and gives the comp analyzing and all of that stuff. Now I didn't really know what to expect when watching him. I have a pretty high bar that I set because you have people like VHel and Venruki and Supatees and Lore who have set the standard, in my opinion, on how these things should be analyzed and casted. To me, that's the standard that they have set. I really like ZQ. My only problem with ZQ is he's so quiet that I just struggle to understand him. I don't know if maybe production team can turn up ZQ's mic so that it's a little bit louder. He's just so soft-spoken that it's really difficult for me to understand anything he's saying. What?
Is his name ZQ? I've been calling him like Zico.
I don't know, guys. I don't know how to pronounce WoW names, okay? If you got some weird shit in your name, odds are I'm going to say it wrong. Maybe it's Zico. I don't know. I have no idea.
And also, as a side note, Sea-Doo sounds too much like Tony Romo.
No, but I want to tell you something about Sea-Doo. I really, really loved listening to him. I thought I could see how he was trying to just make sure he was perfect. And that is one of the things that we've expected from him in his PvP. So really in his analytics, that's no different. Sea-Doo's very knowledgeable. I haven't always agreed with things that Sea-Doo has said publicly because I do think sometimes he talks a little bit out of his ass and it kind of irritates me. However, I just think that's PvP players on a high end in general. So it's not just him per se. I just think when you feel passionately about something like I do, you tend to say things that sometimes it comes off a little weird. I did enjoy watching him. He looked very comfortable up there. He sounded on point. The only thing that was funny was the chat. People were like, oh my God, Sea-Doo's a dwarf. I felt so bad because being somebody that's super short, that's what people were focused on was his height. Guys, focus on the fact that he looked dapper as fuck in a suit. Focus on the fact that he's coming up off not making it to BlizzCon for what we assume might be his retirement from a professional arena perspective, to step outside of his comfort zone to do something where he doesn't do a lot of explanation or, a lot of in-depth things. And that's now he's taking himself outside of that comfort. But I had to hide the chat because I was laughing because when I walked in the house, because I was running around front and backyard, my husband's like, what are you laughing at? And I'm like, people are making fun of Sea-Doo's height. And he goes, well, how short is he? And I go, well, picture 4 of you standing in a row and one of me standing next to the 4 of you. And he starts laughing. And he goes, well, that would look really weird. Yeah, I know it would look really weird. In my opinion, the casters and the analytic team should not be standing. I think they should be sitting, and I think the chairs of the shorter people should be boosted up higher so everybody's at the same level. That's just my opinion.
When Robert Downey Jr. steps on a box during a movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to need Blizzard production team to really, because people are people and they're focusing on the wrong parts, which is just crappy. But,
yeah, that'd be like Jim and us two standing next to Jim Banks.
Right. But I think overall it was really great. What I loved seeing about the PvP today is there were a lot of comps that are not your typical comps. A lot of warlocks were happening in there. There was DK Windwalker, which apparently is like,
that hurts.
There's not a lot of counters according to Sea-Doo, which, let me tell you what I love about Sea-Doo is there were things that I didn't know that I understood from his kind of analytic perspective, and I appreciate that because he gave me a little bit of education today. But yeah, apparently Windwalker DK is like, there isn't a lot of counter comps for it. They don't really have kind of answers. The other thing that kind of bugs me is Venruki's famous line is they smell blood in the water when the other team is getting ready to kill target. And he uses it so often that I feel like it loses its magic. And I feel like a baby kitten dies every time he says, oh, they smell blood in the water, because he says it like 5 times in a
have a
show.
rotation. Yeah.
I just need him to rotate out with another saying, because it's good when you've said it the first couple times and that's great. But like, seriously, every time you say it, a baby kitten dies. I just want to throw that out there. That's my own personal opinion, guys. Just personal. I love their family, their Method family, so I can't I'm just saying that's just I can have a personal opinion and it be okay. Whoa. Were you taking a picture of me? Because you are busted because that was a camera flash.
It wasn't a camera flash. I hit something and it flashed.
You're such a liar. If I go to your Snapchat right now, oh, okay. I take that comment back. It wouldn't be beyond you to take a Snapchat of a weird face and you would never do that.
Show it on the show randomly.
To be fair, I didn't take that picture. That picture was given to me. I just took advantage of what that picture provided me in comedy. Aja did provide that to me, and I really felt like I needed to take advantage of what was given to me. You know what I'm saying?
And
so, from that, here's what I'm going to tell you. I don't know who's going to make it where. I've been trying in my mind's eye to see who's going to win. I can tell you that it's going to be very difficult to beat Triforce. That's what I can tell you. It is going to be very difficult for even Synergy to beat Triforce as far as method teams are concerned. Panda Global is a really good team. Sneaky Snakes are a really good team. It is going to take a lot of work for anybody here, and this is really anybody's game. If you guys have been watching the tournaments as they've been happening throughout the year, upsets left and right, underdogs taking it to the top and eliminating people that we thought we were going to go, that we thought we were going to go all the way. Tempo Storm, eliminated. Who would have thought? Who would have thought Tempo Storm was not going to be going? Insert Jamili memes here and the salt, because Tempo Storm, who was largely the fan favorite, even over Method, didn't make it. They were eliminated. So what I want to tell you guys about PvP is never think that you've got it in the bag or you know what team's going to win, because, guys, we have no idea. This is a whole other playing field. Now, what I have noticed is I do think that some of these underdog teams probably triple their practice, right? Because I feel like they're so worried that they're going to not win, and I think that also is what heightens their senses when it comes to doing these tournaments, right? Temple Storm, Jamili always thinks he's got that shit in the bag, right? He's always bragging like, we're the best team here, we got it. I feel like you don't try as hard when you think that you're top dog, right? I feel like you don't put as much effort because you think it's just
hungry.
You really, that's exactly what I was gonna say, Jimmy. You took the words right out of my mouth. You really have to stay hungry, because that's what you get for winning. That's where winners come from. And I do feel like that's what happened with Reborn. I think Reborn was not as hungry as they should have been. I think that they wanted to be that hungry, but I don't think that they were, because I feel like if they were, they would have made it happen this year. But a time and a place, guys, and sometimes it's time to let the old vets cycle themselves out. Let's bring in the new fresh, the fresh blood of players, a new generation of hopefully players that share the same PvP values and background in keeping it non-toxic, right? We all need the Jamilis of the world to keep us churning, right? We need a couple little jerks in the squad to keep things interesting for dramatics sake, right? But I didn't say jerk in the squad. Let's not make this weird.
Making this weird.
But I hope that they
carry on the torch.
Yes, carry on the torch. And Sidu talked about hoping that the vets, saying that we need these vets, because we need these vets to be these seasoned players that help these young guys. So if we could have teams that are a combination of new and old, that way you're teaching the newer generation, so to speak, as like a parent. And something had happened over the weekend on Twitter regarding an organization that had tweeted, I'm not going to say the organization, because it's not any of you that will follow Twitter know. One of the members of the team had tweeted something about another member blocking him on Twitter, and Sidu kind of jumps into this Twitter thread and is like, hey guys, let me help you two work this out. Like, this, you guys are a team, blah blah blah. But I like that he had a hands-in approach, because I do think it's important that we bring in the new generation of WoW PvP. And a lot of people have said in the chat, oh, WoW's dead. This is a dying game. Why are we bothering? Why are we putting, people were irritated that there's esports things on the store, the World Championship t-shirts. Hi, I bought one. Don't be salty. I love that they're putting into it because that's what's going to keep our game relevant. So why people are bitching about PvP and esports and why Blizzard is focusing so much on esports with PvP, that is what's going to help keep World of Warcraft relevant. In the day and age of Elder Scrolls and Final Fantasy and all these other games that visually are a little bit better than World of Warcraft in a lot of ways, right? They have a different style of things that is comparable to World of Warcraft. I think esports keeps us relevant, and it keeps Blizzard keeping us relevant. We don't necessarily have to worry about them coming to us and saying, hey, this is the last expansion of World of Warcraft ever. I don't ever want to hear that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
the people saying it too probably don't play anyway, so their opinions don't really matter.
And they're the people that unsub when they don't like something. Yeah. They didn't get this and they didn't get that and they unsub. Guys, we're not going to like everything. It's going to be okay that we are not going to like everything. So with that, the PvP was awesome. I hope you guys are going to be watching this weekend. It's really... be looking for me in the crowd, guys. I got orange and black stuff to go under my eyes. Like, it's happening, guys. I am going ham. I'm wearing my Method shirt. Like, I'm going to be super fan.
You got pom-poms?
No, I don't have pom-poms, but I'm going to be like, I'm going to have Method colors. Like, I'm...
A couple of these going?
I'm repping for my boys. I'm ready.
Well, and it's one of your favorite things for the whole BlizzCon. Like, I mean, there's a lot of things going on, but like, I've never seen someone go as crazy as you. Like that first BlizzCon when I just was meeting you, like you weren't holding back. Like,
I had no voice and I pissed myself. That's how insane I was. Then when Rem was with me the second BlizzCon, I had no voice and pissed myself because I was screaming so loud that my body it just happened.
Oh, man.
Yeah, after the match, you're like, I gotta go to the room.
I have protection in the Anyway, with that being said, so I hope that you guys watch. I hope that you guys pick out some new teams, and I'm going to be doing that myself, especially throughout next year. One of the things that I want to do is I tend to focus a lot on Method. Not because I'm part of Method. I did this way before, guys. I've been Team Method for 3-4 years now. I want to see the value in other teams as well. Like Sneaky Snakes is one of my favorites. I do like Panda Global. There was a team that got eliminated, Union. That was maybe did Union get eliminated?
Oh, is Your Name Here still in the running or no?
Some of these teams renamed, like Rocket Esports.
What about
I don't
Vanguard?
know who they were before. I think Vanguard.
I'm sure it's very confusing for you too when you're trying to.
When they change names, it's different. I just need to pay more attention to the players as they swap out. But a lot of there's random vets that are sprinkled onto random teams. Hopefully these guys get picked up. But I myself also am seeing the value in other teams so that I can just have more to say outside of just my, the teams that I like. But I want to see the value in all the teams. But overall, all the games were very well played today. Some of them were a little slower than I would have liked. Kind of drug out. One was at like 42% dampening, and at this point, guys, it's time to just one of you kill yourselves and let's just be done, because 42% dampening, nothing is happening. The amount of times that healers were able to get a drink is kind of funny. There was a lot of that happening where healers were able to get a drink.
There's so much to pay attention to in
really
a match, right?
There really is, especially for melee, who have to be at close range and can't necessarily, if the opposing team is swapped onto the melee trying to kill them, you can't really pay attention to what the healers on the opposing team is doing. That's really for like a caster or the other healer to CC the opposing healer.
That's where like dot pressure comes into play.
Yeah, so that's when we come back from BlizzCon, I will have, the full my thoughts on the way that the stuff went. I'm really hoping that I can talk to the Method boys after. I'd like to get them and be able to have some video clips of that. I know that I was told that I could, but they're really busy and they got a lot of stuff going on. I'm hoping that I can get with some of those guys and flex my Method muscle to be able to get them.
Get some interviews. I think that'll be great for content.
I'm hoping so. I'm really, really hoping that that's going to be a thing. I have to.
It'd be cool if Blizzard, and I know there might not be this many options, but like how people fill out brackets for March Madness, like the basketball, it'd be cool if they let just the people going to BlizzCon fill out a bracket and guess how many games who will win, like 3-1 or 3-2, and then give out a prize or prizes. I think that'd be kind of cool. Maybe.
So call me, maybe?
able
So
to.
PvP betting copy.
Brackets.
Betting.
Betting?
That's exactly what it
I
is,
think
dude,
we're going to
right?
see quite a bit from PvP, and I think if Blizzard was smart, they've talked to PvPers and not just these top end guys, which I think the top end guys see it from a larger perspective, which may speak to the little guys like me. It might trickle down in the things that they might recommend, right? For the high end PvP, maybe it'll trickle down to the little guy who isn't necessarily concerned with rating, but would like to be concerned with rating if it suits the fancy sometime later with them kind of
PvP
fixing
maybe?
the system. Yeah. So my hope is that this last year that Blizzard has really been talking to these guys. You have current PvPers that are part of your cast for your analyzing and your shoutcasting. Please tell me that the devs are speaking with them to really get what's broken and kind of address that. I am praying to the gods that they have paid attention to the forums and that they're going to do something this next expansion with PvP. My hope is that they're going to, and that's why Seadu's going ham with his being involved, right? Like maybe that's why they're getting so involved, because they expect things to be better from a PvP perspective. I'm really, really hoping
Maybe.
so.
I hope. Yeah.
Well, they almost, you would think
They
they'd have to.
have to, because we're losing these guys. Like the last set of qualifiers where they played in a different patch really pissed a lot of people off, and the way that the qualifiers happened with the brackets. That was
You said it was random, right?
It was
Where
like,
everyone
what's
thought
it
they were
called?
gonna
It was
play.
called Swedish brackets, or I forget what the term that was used.
Swedish
Round
meatball.
robin.
But the PvPers were up in arms. But I really hope that Blizzard just does a good. I need them to keep PvP relevant. So hopefully, and make it fun for esports, which they're putting a lot into this. They just got that arena. That arena is not just for Overwatch. That arena is an esports arena. It is for all kinds of things Blizzard. So I'm hoping that WoW is a big focus of that. What's funny is there's a lot of polls on Twitter and in these Facebook pages and groups where they say, what game are you interested in seeing about at BlizzCon? And World of Warcraft always wins. It wins over Overwatch. It wins over Heroes of the Storm. It wins over Hearthstone when it comes to what panels do they want to watch or what news do they want to see announced. Yes, there are games that everybody loves just as much, but it's still World of Warcraft on all these polls that I've been seeing on Twitter has beat Overwatch every single poll. And I love seeing that because it just drives my point home further when people tell me that World of Warcraft is no longer relevant. And I want to take all of these polls and I want to shove them in people's faces. And I want to say, just because you don't see the value in World of Warcraft doesn't mean that there's not a billion people that do see that value.
Well, yeah, relevant it depends how you're talking. Like people, it's super relevant to the three of us. I mean, we're still playing.
I
so
live it. I
depends on-
breathe it every day. I
Yeah, you
absolutely breathe it.
Yep.
Like Method, Jamie, which is Pleb Central, he calls me Mrs. Warcraft because I'm like the Warcraft enthusiast when it comes to like our Method chats and stuff.
You're like a soccer mom level Warcraft mom.
Like I'm totally like soccer mom World of Warcraft. Like I just breathe it. So
but minus minivan, because you'd probably kill yourself.
I don't do minivans. That's Ella. Not for nothing though, her minivan's quite comfortable. So sometimes I wish I did do minivans because that's
Yeah,
just
but
spacey.
not when you fall out. No. Hashtag sad.
know.
Sorry, Murky.
R.I.P.
Not again this year.
Murphy, just don't be in the back this year, bro. And hopefully no car accidents this year, guys.
We're not going to Irvine, okay? Fuck that place.
I feel like my segment was not what I wanted it to be. I wanted to be more analytical when it came to the matches, but guys, I'm so tired. I promise when I get back from BlizzCon, you're going to see me do some analyzing when it comes to low-end team perspective. Really,
I thought you covered it good though.
I did.
as
I
far
wanted
as
to do. I wanted to do more because
Better after 3 for sure.
I'm going to start talking about teams and their strengths and their weaknesses and comps and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like I want to get
They-
into
They
my
switch up their
perspective.
comps so much though too, so that's got to throw a wrench in.
I just
what
got to
you-
get better. I have to get better.
What a good thing to do would be to just figure out the meta and learn different metas.
the what?
The meta game.
You mean meta?
No, he
Meta.
means made after he puts on his tabard. Yeah,
Go
them
get a
switching
bag roll.
teams. That's the one thing, right? Okay, that's my kryptonite. That's my kryptonite. For what it's worth, and I know PvP is not balanced, but this expansion did allow us like there's relevance in almost every spec. Like I know there's no Mistweaver monks on the high rating, but like you can still do that and enjoy it, and Windwalker is still
I mean,
pretty
like
strong.
1%, but it's still going to be.
It's not the meta, but I feel like you can play a
It's
different.
meta.
I know it is. I'm playing along. Okay. But you could play the other classes, like you could do fire or frost. You know what I mean? So like
I don't know if Rem's trolling me or like at this point his troll is so troll that I don't even think he knows.
He doesn't.
Okay.
You want to speak up for yourself there,
I'm
Remedies?
so immature. It's so funny. Love me.
Well, he's the young one on the show, right?
Yeah, but he's like the old young one, right?
He's the
he's
wise
like,
behind his.
for sure.
he's
Oh, I was
like
gonna say he's
grandpa.
wise beyond his years,
Yeah,
but you mean
he's
like,
like-
he's gonna try to be stern.
He's
with
like
you.
Grandpa Rem.
Yeah.
But then he also has like a cantankerous streak where he's like a toddler. So
Correct. I've seen it.
he's a mixed bag of fun.
Yeah, he is. Which we'll get to
Yeah.
party with him very soon, right? I'm leaving for my flight in 5 hours. I mean, well, when you're watching and listening to this, I'm landed already in Cali, but right after the show, basically, I drive up to Detroit to take my
I'm
flight.
excited to see Jimmy Banks.
I'm excited to see you guys too, right? The whole crew, DitchCon, amazing
I tried
weather.
30 outfits on this week and I hated all of them. So that's why I'm packing everything because I don't know how I'll feel that day for the clothing. So it's going to just entirely depend on that day. Guys, I don't see humans very often physically.
I'm gonna
I
go
don't
with-
see people because I
Right.
stay at home. And then look, I got these two things right here and praying to God.
No
I
one
hope
can
God
see
that I
them.
Yeah, in face to face, you see them. They're here.
Reb and I will be like staring at them while we're talking.
Well,
to
and
her.
it's another side effect of not wearing cover up. I don't wear foundation. I don't wear any. The only thing I wear is just a little bit of eye stuff. I don't do full face stuff. So we're gonna make it happen, guys. I'm gonna just be independent and just be okay with that. So let's talk about our week in WoW. Gemma, what'd you do this week in World of
Margaret.
Warcraft?
I achieved. I think I wrote some of it down. I mean, I talked about me getting my right Micronax pet. Very cool. One of the harder pets. I'm very mad at myself. I didn't go get my third bottle cap to get my like the more expensive. I know. I think I might even do that before I take off. But the quest for 900 unique pets, 881 880 when I realized I got to really go hard for the 900 pets. So I'm at 881 with the Micronax, and I think, yeah, I'm gonna go get my bottle cap after this. I was gifted a ghost shark again.
Is
Thank you so
bottle cap
much.
code for something I don't know about?
It's the currency that you buy the companion pets with. So
Finger popping.
correct. No, I said correct. No, that's not correct. On the Dead Minds Pet Battle Dungeon, there's 3 pets to purchase, and one is 1 bottle cap, one is 2 bottle caps, one is 3 bottle caps, and each week you complete it, you get a bottle cap. So
Well, go do that. You have 5 hours.
I've got an hour because I've got an hour, and I could do that. So I'll knock it out. So this was supposed to be what I did do in my week in WoW. I just played a lot of Warcraft, Resto Druid, and Windwalker Monk. I want to do this new raid. I'm waiting for this new raid. I'm excited.
You got to try out, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
He's gonna do the fun runs, I think.
I'm all over the fun runs. I'm excited for the new day of the show. I wanted to try it. Just my schedule is not doesn't allow me to try out. But I know you guys are in a good spot. The riders will do well with raiding this next raid, and I'm excited to hear about it on the show.
Rem, what did you do this week in WoW?
I'll be honest, I did not do a whole bunch. I did miscellaneous stuff on the alts, just moving stuff around. I did not get any achievements done like Jimmy Banks here, but just a lot of miscellaneous stuff. A lot of laid back, getting ready for BlizzCon, and I don't want to overwhelm myself with everything. So I was just Netflixing and other games.
Chilling.
Honestly. But no, a lot of miscellaneous stuff. Argus.
Good
And-
things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna go in a hyperdrive after BlizzCon though, for sure.
I did a lot of random things. I did guild stuff. I got the Poseidus mount, which we talked about that earlier. We went into a group and Aja was going, and I was like, hey, I'll tag along. And we all went and did it, and it was nice.
Oh yeah, I'd even have the bubble to, yeah.
I've been camping time loss for no other reason other than I've been doing BlizzCon prep on my computer. So it was something I could easily just sit and just... I really like the Storm Peaks music also. It's one of my favorite zone musics, especially right around the Boar's Breath area. I don't know if it changes when you get to different parts of Storm Peaks. I just know that I really like the Boar's Breath, which Stormheim music reminds me of Storm Peaks. That's the reason I like the Stormheim music. It's just it's the very like... Is it
There's
the
a
same?
reason for that. Yeah, it's... So Halls of Valor used to be connected to Ulduar, and Odin made Stormheim his kind of base operations after splitting it from Ulduar, and so that's why there's a tie-in right there. Yeah,
Interesting. That makes sense then. But I like to AFK in Stormheim too because of the music. And I like the weather in Stormheim and Storm Peaks. The weather's also very, not so much snow in Stormheim, but the rainy and
that's
the lightning.
the same thing. Storm Peaks and Stormheim are my favorite places. So.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot actually for that specific purpose. But I've been doing just random stuff. I've been trying to just get things done in game that I need to do that I know I'm not going to be able to do this week, which is a lot of my focus. And sometimes it's really difficult for me to kind of get stuff done because people want to run stuff and I feel bad saying no when I'm trying to do stuff. And then I get a lot of whispers, which is great. I love conversating with people. But sometimes I'm busy and I have to get stuff done, and if I'm constantly chatting, I'm not getting anything done because you can't move while you're chatting. Like, you have to...
Auto run. Just kidding. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just... Sometimes it's a little bit difficult. I know, woe is me for having friends, right? It just sometimes I don't get to be as social as I'd really like to be, even, like, in between when there isn't a con. Sometimes it's just not an option.
You're a busy lady.
It's just kind of sucks sometimes, but I guess there could be worse things. However, I did have a Halloween costume contest this weekend. It was on Sunday. I had so much fun just spending time with my guild, and
Favoritism, yeah.
there was no favoritism. If there was favoritism, Aja would have won. There was no favoritism. By the by, I was super disappointed in Aja's
That's exactly
costume.
why she didn't win.
I was disappointed in Aja's costume because I expected better of her. But the costume she wanted to do, she couldn't get the final piece for it in time. So she did go with one of her backups, which it was Catwoman. It was a great costume. I expect stellar from Aja because she set that bar for me that everything she does is above expectation. So when you are filet mignon, don't come at me with flank steak, okay? Like, I need you to come with the normal type of thing that I'm used to you bringing. Yeah, so I told her, like, I expected better from you. The winner was Kalanzura. They did a couple costume, and they did Little Red Riding Hood and the Big Bad Wolf. Now, what was cute about this is the wolf was really giant and Little Red Riding Hood was super tiny, and there was an RP thing where he was like, run away, little girl, and she like would run around and she would cower. That was my absolute favorite part. Now, what's funny is some people were like, me and Aja were talking about it, and she goes, it's something that was so simple, but it was amazing because of the way that they went about it. Yeah. And that just goes to show that it doesn't have to be a super detailed thing that you're doing, but the way that you execute it really can make the difference. They really sold me. I had to let them win because it was just too good.
Well, I like that you let everyone also do a description of there was some detailed descriptions of I thought everyone did a really good job. Yeah,
there was some detailed descriptions, and I wanted to be sold on it. I wanted people to sell me on, tell me a story, involve me. That comes from me watching Halloween Wars, though, because on Halloween Wars, I don't know if anybody watches Food Network, they have to explain the story of their whatever they created, so they have to tell a story, and I like that concept, so I stole that. But I really just enjoyed spending time with the guild, and that's why I did it the weekend before, is because I just wanted to spend time with people that were online, do a little bit of social since I haven't been able to be social, and just kind of be with my people before I go to the con and just kind of decompress. And I really enjoyed myself. I had a good time.
I had a fun time as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a fun little couple hours.
Yeah, it was good, and the guild seemed to really, really like it, which I appreciated that they, were into.
It's unique. Well, it's unique to me. I don't know if other
It was
guilds are
unique to
doing
me
that,
as
but-
well, honestly. So yeah, that was pretty much my week in the world of the Warcrafts.
Off to BlizzCon. Night, guys.
He's
Just-
joking. Am I missing anything? Let me look. I don't think so. I think that's, guys, I think that's pretty much it. We had a great show. Not as long as normal, but not super short either. We're not off by that long.
About an hour. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's an hour and a half actually.
What do you guys think? You think that's satisfactory, listeners?
Yeah,
think
what
that's
do
good.
you guys think? Hey, shout out to Jimma for responding to a ton of comments. And shout out to
Oh, yeah.
everybody who commented last week. Congratulations on the 2 winners of the virtual ticket. We really appreciate
Yeah.
your guys' comments. If you are new to Pwnecast, make sure you subscribe so you can stay up to date on all the latest things that we post on our YouTube channel, which will be a lot once the expansion is announced and I have beta
Oh,
access.
damn.
What?
Get
This is
hype.
new to me.
I know. Can you believe there's going to be an expansion announcement, even though they haven't confirmed it? But
What?
they've pretty much
Oh my
confirmed it.
god.
Guys, thank you so much for listening and watching. Thank you for spending your hour and a half, 2 hours with us every week. I love these intimate moments that we get with us three and you. I feel like we reach each other on a deeper level, right? This means you have to buy me dinner. All of you, every one of you at home right now listening.
Sounds a lot like a reach around. I'm a little confused.
Sounds a lot like solicitation in some states where it's illegal, which it's illegal in all states except certain parts of Vegas. But
Yeah,
with,
Vegas, yeah.
I'm not saying that I know for any other reason other than if you guys watched a couple episodes ago, I did talk about I did want to be a madam, so I do kind of know the zones in which it is legalized if you have your clean card and follow regulation and get a business license, guys. I did my
Easy.
research. Well, guys, that's it for us. We're going to go ahead and get on out of here. We hope you enjoyed the show this week, and we will be back next week. Remember, you're not going to see a show on Tuesday. You're going to see a show on Friday. We are recording Thursday night. Sometime after BlizzCon, we will go back to being live, so set your clock to that. We are going to miss you this week. Make sure you follow Jimma at Jimma Banks on Twitter. He's also on Snapchat and Instagram
Jimma
at
Banks.
Jimma Banks. Super easy. Rem
I
is at Remedies. At Remedy
Underscore.
Zen on Snapchat, at Remedies _ Pwnecast on Twitter. Because he has to be
don't.
complicated with everything.
Instagram is his Remedy Zen.
Okay, so his Instagram and his Snapchat's the same. So at Remedy Zen. He has to be complicated. He can't just be himself. He's got to be 20 other people. But it's because he's so high profile, guys.
I'm waiting for a facial reaction.
I know, I'm just waiting for something. He's giving me nothing. That's cool. I love him anyway. And then you can find me at Bella Pwnecast on Twitter, at Bella Pwnecast on Insta, and on Snapchat at Samantha Is It. I know, guys, my name isn't Belle. What the fuck? At Samantha Is It is my Snapchat. Guys, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Thanks so much for watching. We love you.
Next stop, BlizzCon! Oh my gosh, I can't wait to be there.
You are there in spirit.
I'm there. Doodaloo, doodaloo.
You did that right as the outro started to do its thing.
I like it. I like it.
I have a confession to make. I had chocolate earlier, Jimma, and I haven't had chocolate in like a month.
So, are you all hyper? Or?
No, it was the first time. I ate a salad and then I ate chocolate.
Yeah,
And
she's like, eat the salad. She's like, this is so just.
apparently they didn't, like, in my thought it was like, okay, we canceled out, but apparently we didn't cancel it out. It just means that
You added.
I felt like
Yeah.
I feel like it was equal.